Planet Vero Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Welcome to the Lori Davis Show, where it's all about the amazing lifestyle on our Treasure Coast. And here's your host and realtor for life, Lori Davis.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you could be with us here today. It's a great time in Vero Beach. This is the Lori Davis Show. I'm Lori Davis. I'll be your realtor for life. It is what we do here. It is about real estate. Dale Sorensen Real Estate sponsors the show. And I always like to tell people, you know, what we do in Vero Beach and selling real estate is not the reason why people are here is not because we have houses and condos. They're here because of the lifestyle that we live here. And there's all sorts of facets to that. Today is something that's really important because if you are going to own property here, we're going to talk a little bit about insurance and what's been going on around town. It is a topic. It's a hot topic. It's a topic in Tallahassee. It's a topic in Vero Beach. It's a topic anywhere in the United States, actually, if you live coastal. It is a big deal. So it is something that's coming up. What's going on in Vero Beach? We have a lot of graduations. It's that time of year. It's great. The kids are finished. So I got to give a shout out to Zio Zudans. He's graduating from St. Edward School. Madeline Frostfeld, she's graduating from Vero Beach High School. And Marissa Vatlin is graduating from St. Edward School. Congratulations, you guys. Lala will be at your parties. Don't worry. And I bring a check. I make sure to bring a check. So don't worry. We'll be seeing you guys all very soon. We've started to see some... I didn't see as many car carriers. Normally they come in and they take people away. Cindy, did you notice that? Do you see that? I know you live on the mainland, and that's not, I mean, people use car carriers out there on the mainland.
Yeah, they
too.
use, yeah. You know what? I just thought about this. This is going to be a stupid statement. I don't want to say it anyway. Maybe the car carriers are disguised like they've done this cell towers.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That would be a good idea.
I felt like I used to see them more.
Tons of them, hundreds of them.
Especially there was the Easter, post-Easter people, and then there was the people who had to do 6 months in a day, so the May people. And
then the Mother's Day people, some of them are still here. Because I was in Publix yesterday, you know, just throwing this out, packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
I know.
Packed.
I know.
Miracle Mile Public, shout out to them, but I mean, come on, get wider lanes or something.
I know. I'm going to go quick and introduce our guest so she can be on the show, and Denise will come back to you. We have Denise Boning today. She is president, CRS Program Flood Specialist, and floodplain administrator. She has a big title. Anyway, for a company called Coastal Wide LLC. Welcome, Denise Boning, to the show.
Thanks so much, Lori, for having me.
Yes. Other than being fabulously beautiful and super, super talented, we were just talking about our sons went to school together from kindergarten through 8th grade at St. Helens. So we were together for 9 years. It was a fabulous time.
It was.
And our boys are off doing great things. So, I didn't get to ask you about Ryan, but
we'll talk
about that after the break. That'll be great. That'll be great. Real estate is back to our usual pace. We're still down from 2020 numbers, Cindy. I couldn't get back to 2018 or 2019. It wouldn't let me go back.
You know what? It was a surreal. People just have to realize it was a surreal time. I don't want to sound like I'm in the Twilight Zone, but I mean...
The past couple years, you mean?
Yeah, because we've all talked about that. And if you ever lived in a place that's happened before, you kind of see it again.
Yes, I know. I know.
It's sad, but, you know, it's reality.
That's right. And you and I were talking about, Cindy always mentions 6% interest rate. That's not a crazy thing. It's crazy when it used to be 2.5 or 3.25.
But when was that ever? It was just like
it was just a couple years that we had that.
That wasn't reality, was it?
I know. Well, now it's always marry the loan, date the rate.
So just keep refinancing.
I'm going to say that every week now until rates come down. Right. But you can refinance it when the rates, and even your lenders are going to tell you that there's probably, you know, they're seeing, they think, they believe, nobody has a crystal ball, I don't, but that it actually is going to ease up a little bit as the economy slows down. That was the whole point of what they were doing by raising rates. So as everybody stops spending so much, they will come down. So anyway, but 70 houses sold, closed last week, which is a lot of houses. Versus 2020, there were 303,361 properties listed, but still inventory was down 29%, almost 30% from 2020. So the solds are down as well, 16% from 2020. Now, what that means and what part of what that analysis could be is people bought and sold. There was a natural rhythm. 7-8 years was about the length that people would be in their houses, and then they would sell for whatever reason. People go back north. People stay here. But now people that bought are staying, they're not selling, right?
Right.
So we have less inventory because the people aren't moving around. You know, everybody made a lot of moves, right? Cindy, all the people.
It
that
was
moved
like a Rubik's Cube. McAnch
was.
Park was a Rubik's Cube. I
Do
don't
you
even know who
remember
the
that?
people are. I don't
Yeah.
even know who the neighbors
Yeah.
are. No clue.
And some people came in and went out, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
One
And-
house
and-
sold like, and I don't want to be facetious, 4 times
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah. It's
I'm
crazy.
like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I didn't bake any welcome to the neighborhood cakes.
Yeah.
worth it. I'm waiting.
You'll be making one next week for the next guy, right?
Yeah. I bought one at Publix, but shout out to Publix.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Dale Sorensen real estate numbers year to date, 265 million, almost 266 million at 18.9% of the market share.
Yeah.
Okay. And the next closest was 213 million, and they're at 15.2% of the market share. So Dale Sorensen real estate still doing their numbers, still doing what it is that they do
Yeah.
well. So
Fabulous.
we're always happy about that. Thank you, Dale Sorensen real estate. If you guys are interested in buying or selling real estate, you need to call me, Lori Davis, at 772-538-1828, and I will take care of you and be your realtor for life. Now, Chef Scott Baricchio, Citrus Grill House. Make sure you show Denise on this one too. He always provides a beverage for us for the show. We love Citrus Grill House. Today, in honor of our guest, I just thought a Cosmo was so appropriate.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It's pink. It's beautiful, just
It's
like you.
perfect.
It's
I love
amazing,
it.
and it's tasty, right?
Yes, it
It's
is.
very,
Cheers.
very good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chef Scott, for that. Go by and see Citrus Grill House. They're at 1050 Easter Lily Lane. They're right there next to Humiston Park, directly on the ocean. So you can go there Monday to Saturday. You can go lunch or dinner. They always, the view is spectacular,
Yeah.
day or night, but daytime.
Yeah.
The ocean looked like this picture we're showing you right now because I was by there today to pick up, and it was amazing. Everything is fresh. If it's not fresh, they're not serving it. The staff is wonderful. Take good care of them. Tell them Lori Davis sent you, and thank Chef Scott. If you see him, he does a great job over there. So thank you again, Chef Scott. If you live in Vero Beach or any coastal community, you've been aware of the impact of insurance costs as they relate to your home. Now, it's a big deal. There are some people that are coming in and their insurance premiums are coming at 100% increase.
Yes.
They're just doubling.
Yes.
So today's show is primarily about flood insurance. This is something Denise is very coastal wide. She knows about flood. She knows about FEMA. She knows about those things that relate to flood issues in our county. And actually, she does this across the state and some places in other parts of the country,
Yes,
correct?
all over the state of Florida.
Right. Okay. So, and it's amazing. Now, there's a new thing that my insurance company people that I've been talking to, when people get a new house, sometimes they get flood insurance.
Yes.
So they don't have to, but sometimes you have to. If you have a mortgage, do they require?
They require.
Okay, because I know you have to have homeowners insurance. Wasn't sure. That was one of my questions. You have to have flood as well.
You don't. The lender will require it. It's up to the lender.
Okay.
Usually, but if you have a mortgage, the lender will require it. And now, as of I think January or April of 2023, if you are insured with Citizens, Citizens will require you to purchase flood insurance.
They will.
It doesn't matter where you are located; they will require it. Yes.
Okay. Now, FEMA is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. FEMA is the flood insurer, right?
Yes.
They all, most of their, it's a national flood program.
Correct.
Does every plan come from FEMA? There are other companies that will write flood.
Yes, there's private companies that will write flood, but every community that participates in the National Flood Insurance Program, as a benefit for meeting minimum standards, they get to purchase flood insurance from the National Flood Insurance Program.
Okay.
And nowadays, being that it's expensive, a lot of private companies started popping up everywhere and started being more competitive.
Really?
Some of them are definitely, it's worth checking out.
Okay.
I
I like that. Yeah, good to know,
some
right?
Of them, some of them are cheaper.
Mhm.
Sometimes they're not. It's definitely ask your insurance agent and have them check it out. There's a market out there.
Right, right. That's good to know. So FEMA rates your property, flood zones, right? It's designed to better reflect, this new rating 2.0 designed to better reflect a property's unique flood risk while also providing rates that are easier for agents and policyholders to understand. Probably not so much. That sounds like it was written by the government, doesn't it? I'm thinking Cindy's laughing.
There's an acronym for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And it ain't FEMA.
It's not understandsomething.com.
Snafu, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
No comment.
All right. Now, you've been in this business for over 10 years. Let's
Yes.
talk about flood designations first. Most people, homeowners, know their flood designation. Most of them.
Most of them.
Tell us
Correct.
about that. How many are there?
How many? Oh gosh, I have no idea how many
The top
people.
4 we know of that we have here?
Oh, we have the Zone X,
Okay.
which is you're not in a what they call a flood zone or a special flood hazard area.
Got it.
Then you have the V zones. Those are usually the homes by the beach, and V zone means they're impacted by velocity, which is storm surge.
Okay.
Then you have a E zone, which is pretty much everybody else.
Okay.
And that's really all the zones that you have.
Okay. Those are the ones that I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's reflected on the flood insurance, the flood maps. They're no longer called flood insurance maps
Okay.
because Risk Rating 2.0 does not use the flood maps anymore. So now they're just called flood maps, and all they reflect is the 1% chance of an annual storm flooding your property. So that could happen once a year, twice a year, once every 10 years, or 3 times in a week.
Yeah.
It does not take into account hurricanes, Cat 1s, Cat 2, any type of hurricanes. It does not take into account storm surge. It does not take into account tornadoes. It only rates or looks at one risk, and that is the 1% chance of flooding happening.
But now flood. Okay. So flood by my house.
Yes.
And the reason why I've always had flood insurance was not because I live by the beach, but I don't expect the ocean to come over the dune and come over I don't live on the ocean, come over my neighbors' houses and finally get to me. That would have to be a tsunami.
Sure.
And we're at a 0. I did look at your thing. No 0. We're 0 for tsunamis.
Yeah.
But I did go look and I was there.
Yeah.
So
we are a tsunami-ready community.
right.
Oh my gosh.
But the reason why I did it was if it starts to rain,
Yes.
and it rains, and it rains for 2 solid months,
Yes.
August and September,
Yes.
the ground gets wet,
Yes.
and it has nowhere else to go,
Exactly.
and it starts to rise,
Yep.
because there's just no place for it to go.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that flood?
Absolutely.
If that comes in my house, am I covered for that?
If you have flood insurance, absolutely.
Okay, that's
Yes.
it. That's how
it.
this works.
That's how it works. It's rising. Flood insurance is just to insure you for rising waters.
Okay.
And look at what happened in Fort Lauderdale,
Right.
Just a few weeks ago.
I know.
That was an unexpected rainfall. They got more rain in 1 hour or 2 hours, however many hours it was, than they do in a year.
I know.
And the water had no place to go.
Yes.
It was insane how badly. I happened to be in Miami at that time.
Oh, no.
So it was just insanity. It really was. It was bad. It was definitely bad. Yeah.
But now let's talk again how it relates to hurricanes, because then it becomes, you have wind insurance, you have hurricane insurance,
Right.
and then we have flood insurance.
Right.
And I remember I was here for Francis and Jean and Charlie and Wilma, and I've been here for all of them. I've been here 23 years.
Right.
Then they start fighting. It's not flood, it's wind, it's hurricane, it's not rising water. Like, how does that work? I mean,
Usually what happens if you have a hurricane and it's a wind event, then whatever coverage or what damage you have is based on that wind event.
okay.
But if that hurricane is associated with tons and tons of rain,
Okay.
then it's a flood event.
Okay.
And usually what we recommend is if there is a major hurricane or any disaster and you have substantial damage in your home,
Right.
have actually FEMA go in and ascertain whether your house
Oh.
is substantially damaged or not.
Okay.
Because if you go directly to a claims adjuster, you'll have
Right.
nope.
He said, she said.
He said, she said, and you have a whole mess.
Cindy, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a
heard-
question.
Sure.
So, what is the designation? And I know that the state governors will run to do this to declare a state of emergency because it releases so much stuff. Does that have, different? I can't think of the word. Different help aspects. What does that
Yes.
have to do with flood insurance? Does
Well,
that?
if you have flood insurance and you, let's say, there is a storm event, just a Fort Lauderdale rainfall,
Right.
and the governor doesn't declare it a disaster and your home got flooded and you have no flood insurance, you get nothing. You get no help, nothing.
Okay.
However, if it's associated with a storm event and it is declared an emergency, a disaster, you will get FEMA assistance.
Okay.
However, if you don't have flood insurance,
Yeah.
you will get FEMA assistance.
But
But
not-
it's been known FEMA assistance is maybe $1,000, $2,000. That's
Yeah.
what's been happening out on
Okay.
the West
Okay.
Coast.
Right.
All these properties didn't have flood
Yes.
insurance. They're substantially damaged. The assistance they got is so minimal they can't rebuild their home with
It
that.
doesn't even pay for them to stay out somewhere else because they can't stay in their house.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's not. I
No.
know. I know.
Okay. All right.
No.
So, talking about flood zones, okay? So we've got our flood insurance.
Yeah.
We're in a flood zone,
Yep.
right? So we're going to pay, like I'm in a ex-flood zone. I'm going to pay a little less, I would think, maybe. I don't know, 2.0 might change that,
Yes.
than someone in an AE flood zone.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, once you have that and you're in an AE flood zone and it floods,
Mhm.
you get covered.
Right.
So, because they've already established your risk and what you would have to pay to be
Correct.
covered in that situation.
Correct.
Okay, because in selling real estate, guys, all along in these past years, but things have changed like a lot, which is why
yeah.
Denise is here. X used to be like the least expensive. The standard plan was $599.
Like $500 a year
Yes.
if you were in a zone X.
Right.
Now risk rating 2.0 just threw that out the window.
Right.
They don't look at the maps at all anymore. What they'll do is with that new methodology,
Yes.
they will measure the distance to a flooding source.
Okay.
Then they will look at your construction of your home, whether it's concrete block, whatever.
Yep.
They will look at the replacement cost of the home.
Okay.
Then they will look at the elevation of the home. Then they will look at where's your machinery and equipment located.
Okay.
They will look at all these factors and then we'll come up with a premium.
Oh, gosh.
And that's it.
Yeah. So when
So-
you get that new air conditioner, you got to put it off the ground now.
Well, actually,
New
more
construction
so.
New construction does, right?
Well, actually, what they really want, in order to get a discount
Yes.
on your flood insurance premium for machinery and equipment, which is your AC unit
Yeah.
or generator,
Correct.
you will have to have it above your first floor. So
You'd have to put it on the roof.
exactly.
Some places do that. Like Texas, I think
Sandy
does.
Hook,
I-
New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey after
So everybody's,
Superstorm
you
Sandy.
got your roof and then you got your AC up there.
Yeah, which in Florida.
So then the
is-
hurricane takes it.
In
Right.
Florida,
the
it
birds
does not
take
make
it.
any sense. I mean, why
Unbelievable.
would you put your AC that high?
I know.
You know,
Well,
you
you
need-
just get, what happens, guys, is you just don't get the credit
right,
because you're not
that's
willing
it.
to do something that ridiculous.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
take it 4 or
exactly.
5 feet off the ground so it doesn't get damaged. You know,
Right,
and
yeah.
that's all. That and I've seen a lot of newer homes do that. Listen, we have to. This thing gets paid for by commercials. We have to take a break for a couple commercials. We'll be back with Denise Boning talking about flood zones and flooding. And we're not going to have a flood. We're just talking about what to do in case it happens. All right, guys. See you in a minute. Talk to you guys.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal Upholstery, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. And right now, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and also visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture, stop on in today and have a sunshine day.
Who's got time to clean when you need it clean? Call Germ Wizards LLC using the most up-to-date equipment. Germ Wizards pays strict attention to detail. They make dust disappear. Whether you need your office to sparkle, your home to shine, or you want to give someone a great gift, hire the Germ Wizards. It's easy to get a quote online. There's even an online portal. To discuss details directly with your cleaning professional, visit germwizardsllc.com. Make dust disappear with Germ Wizards.
Hi, guys. Listen, you know, the show, we used to do a couple of listings every day, but I have so much more fun with my guests. I'm just going to tell you, you need to call me, Lori Davis, at 772-538-1828, and I'll be your realtor for life. If you have any questions about real estate, or if you ever have any questions, you're listening to the radio or watching this on live stream or Facebook Live, call me and I can get you in touch with our guests. So don't worry that you didn't get their number, though we will be giving it out at the end and emails and stuff like that. But just know that, and you can Google Lori Davis and yeah, you can find my phone number. So, okay. So what I wanted to ask about, Denise, was a homeowner gets a new bill. That's a huge bill.
Yeah.
Can they call you to talk about it?
Yes, they can.
Okay. I call Denise a lot because just for questions, but you're so knowledgeable.
Yes,
you're able to talk
they
them
can.
through. Tell us.
They can. Usually what happens is as a matter of fact, I'll use this example I had this morning. I had, as a matter of fact, another insurance agent call me up and she said, my flood insurance, she said, was quoted at $6,000. My neighbor only pays $800. What am I missing?
Happens.
And I said, well, first of all, your neighbor probably had flood insurance in the past, and under risk rating 2.0, this person is being renewed and is on a glide path. And every year it gets increased until that person is at the true risk rate, as they call it.
And it's a limited percentage that they can raise your rate.
Maximum 18%.
Okay. That's still a lot,
Which
right?
is still a lot,
I know,
but that's
it's
the
a
max.
Lot. It's a lot.
So on her side, her high number was because she never had flood insurance. So immediately it was truly risk rated. So what I advised her to do is get an elevation certificate because most likely, well, I do know her home anyway, but her home, the finished floor is above. So I said, it'll help you. It'll get you a discount.
Sure. So. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so as well, for people who are buying homes, you get normally will get a survey, and your surveyor will do your elevation certificate. Do not forget to get that at the same time. They will. It's definitely a less expensive thing to do if you're adding on the two together.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So always having an elevation certificate is really, really important.
Yep.
So Denise, we're giving Denise's number out. This is happening. It's happening. Anyway, tell us how they can reach you.
You can call me at 772-532-4536, or you can send me an email at Denise, DENISE, at coastalwide.com.
Yeah, don't hesitate to make that call, guys, because it's really not a long phone call for her. And because she's so knowledgeable, she'll have you off the phone in a minute. So don't worry. She knows, you'll give her the information and she'll be able to, or direct you to what you need to do. Like this gal, an insurance agent calling her who should know, but you don't know. It happens when it's your own home, right?
Yeah,
we don't know.
Absolutely.
Denise, thank you so much. We love having you on the show.
Me.
It's great to see you again.
Same here.
My love to your children and your husband and everyone. Guys, have a great day. Be safe out there. Watch for your flood zones. Insurance is very important. Stay in touch with your insurance companies. And listen, be safe out there. Be good. We'll see you next week. Have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.